Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is my review for Awkward Season 4, Episode 13, Auld Lange Party, and I love the direction that this show is going in, seriously. This episode felt like old Awkward again. Now that they've abandoned the whole, Eva Amber drama storyline, the show is back to what it should be. Our four core characters, Jenna, Maddie, Tamara, Jake, just having fun, and this was really just a fun episode. It was really funny. I thought this episode was just so funny to watch. There were so many funny parts of this episode, so many things I loved about it, and, really what I thought of was, why couldn't the rest of the season just been like this? Like, seriously, I don't understand. I understand, actually, why the first half of the season was this, because the writers thought they knew what they were doing. The problem was they changed the show up too much that it became kind of unwatchable. And now the show is back to its roots. It is. It's back to what it should be, which is, again, these four characters just being teenagers. That's what it is in this episode, and I really like that about the show, that we're back to that, and I'm very happy we're back to that dynamic, because that's what I love about the show. So, definitely Awkward is back on track, and let's just get to this episode. And I really like the plot of this episode. The plot of this episode, it's New Year's, and Awkward time, of course. I always find that weird when Awkward is, like, on New Year's, and it's Halloween time here, and then, of course, they do Halloween in, October. Halloween, April, that's even weirder. MTV does not know how to schedule things. Basically, we see a scene where we're expecting an excited Jenna, waiting for Maddie for New Year's. This is their last New Year's together, and they just want to spend it together, just the two of them, because they have this. I really like the friendship between them now. I really do. I like that they've established this friendship and decided, you know what, we're just going to be friends, and we're just going to have a good time as friends. I like that, because they're good as friends. Even though I do want them back together, I think it's good that they've just decided to be friends right now, because it's made their friendship stronger, and I like that about this. I like that they're friends. I think it's good, and, of course, Lacey thinks that Jenna and Maddie are gonna kiss, and it was really cute to see that, and she's trying to tell Jenna, she still likes him and everything, which I'm sure in the back of her mind, Jenna does still like Maddie, but at this point, she just wants to be friends with her, because, with friends with him, because that's what they want to be right now. They just want to be friends, and if they want to be friends, fine, and they also make a pact that they're not going to, date other people, which makes sense, because Maddie just got out of a really bad breakup. There's no way he's looking for anyone right now. He said that. He said he's not looking for anyone. So they just want to be friends right now. Because further down the line, they might get back together. I definitely feel that by the end of the season, they will be back together. So following this, she's then called by Tamara, who doesn't seem very happy about her day. She's even calling her J.D. Salinger, because she didn't know about this whole Maddie thing that's going on. So she decides to find her, as she calls it, knight on shining armor, and I thought that was funny. So Tamara basically doesn't want to be third wheel, so of course she invites Jake, and get that in a second. But we then see the next party, where Sadie is giving some lessons to Allie. Allie is very racist here. She's having Tyler and Sergio be, servants, and she's throwing this very big party that just crazy party with all these, 40-year-old women there, and Sadie and Lissa actually end up helping, and, basically, we see that you're not supposed to throw a party, and if, you're not going to have help available, and at least she told them they were to help, not Lissa's brother or Sergio, not Tyler or Sergio, and I thought that was definitely fun to see, and then, of course, this, the worst part is that her friends come out with their nannies, which is even worse, because Sadie ends up getting puked on by a baby, and that was just hilarious what happened there. Honestly, yes, that was a stupid gag, but, Awkward is good when it does really funny stuff. When Awkward's funny, it is funny. That's the thing I love about Awkward is, again, when it's funny, it's funny. So, that was definitely a very funny scene. So Sadie ends up striking back. She's just pissed at Allie. She decides to invite literally everyone she knows. Everyone. So, literally everyone she knows, and we get this very awkward scene where we see Jake, Tamara, Jenna, and Maddie. They're on this double date. It reminded me very much of the episode 3, A Little Less Conversation, only this time neither of them are together. So I thought that was funny to watch. Definitely we can see that Jake and Tamara, they have not exactly made amends yet. I do feel they are going to get back together, but it was cool to see Jake and not be distant from Tamara like he's been, because the first half of this season, he was very distant from her. He pretty much wanted nothing to do with her. He was a very different type of person, and they've kind of changed his character again. He's gone back to his old self, which I like, because I didn't really like seeing Jake being, rude and things like that. I didn't really like that, so I like seeing this. I thought that this was funny, definitely. So they each get the text to go to Sadie's party, and she's been playing this, and Jenna's kind of upset about this, because she's been planning this whole night for Maddie. Whole night, she just wanted the two of them to be together. So, it shouldn't be hard, so they decided to make a pact that they keep, that they're not going to see other people, and that's what they decided to do. So they go to the party, and all the adults are gossiping. We get a very funny scene where the four of them come in, and they expect it to be like this big teenager party. They don't realize that there are a bunch of 40-year-olds there. Jake comes in, he's like, "What up, party people?" And then, of course, what ends up happening is we see all these, 40-year-olds staring at him. That was just a classic Jake. Classic Jake. It reminded me a lot of the Halloween episode when he got drunk. That's what that scene reminded me of. I thought that was really funny. So Jake ends up managing to make a fool out of himself to every person in the party, and Lacey, of course, comes running to tell them how glad she is since the party is terrible. It's a terrible party. It's very dry. It's one of those sort of, parties you go to when you're an adult. I can't relate to that personally, but those really boring parties you go to where you basically just do nothing and there's no, music or anything. It's just a bunch of talking. That's what this is. It's one of those, really boring parties. Honestly, it just seems very boring. So, Maddie is then confronted by the fact that his mom is at the party, which was, not good, because she hates Jenna. She despises her. She wants nothing to do with Jenna, and, basically at this point it's not going very well. But then, of course, the doorbell rings, and everyone from the school appears, making it into a rager. And you'd think that Allie would be upset about this, but the second that Sadie tells her, Allie actually is happy about this, because the party was, so boring. And I thought that was really funny what happened there. I love the dynamic between Sadie and Allie. I really do. Even though it really shows that Allie is never gonna be a good, mother figure ever. She's never gonna be a good mother figure. Even though she does truly care about Sadie, she's never gonna be a good mother figure. I love the bond they have. I thought that was really funny. So we come back from commercials to the crazy party by having a sort of cute moment with Maddie and Jenny. He's trying to get her alcohol. And then this cop comes by, but it turns out the cop is actually a stripper. And that was really funny to see. And, that was definitely funny. So then we see this guy who is insulting Sadie. This guy, Sergio. Oh, Tamara also goes off. Tamara just goes off to this guy, his name, I think it was, Pete. This guy, Pete, he's like a quarterback, very much like Jake. He just reminds her of Jake, basically. So she goes off to basically make out with that guy, and that's what ended up happening there. So there wasn't much with Tamara in this episode, really, which was fine. She didn't have to have much. So Sergio ends up standing up for Sadie, to this guy, because he's being very rude to them, and Sadie actually treats him like garbage for it. She says, "I don't need you to stand up to me." But I like seeing that, because, you can just tell that she does not want to admit that she likes him. I think the thing with Sadie is she just doesn't know if it's going to work out because of what happened with Austin. I think she's just worried about that. And again, you can see that Sadie is just so mean to him because she likes him. She's only mean to the people she truly cares about. We know that. So, Sadie treats him like garbage, as I said. And then Jake and Maddie are approached by this, cougar who seems very interested. Seems sexually interested. So, basically, she's about to seduce Maddie, but Jen ends up coming to the rescue, and she stays on her promise, and Maddie says he's going to stay too, so they're going to keep each other from sleeping with other people. So, and then Jake decides to follow her because he thinks, well, you know what, I'm going to go for it, so he wants it, and he even questions Maddie why he doesn't want it. So, he ends up getting it. However, he doesn't end up having sex with her. He ends up singing to her baby a lullaby. Like, that was hilarious when that happened, because, like, he's now stuck singing lullabies to this baby. It's like, Jake, what have you gotten yourself into? Seriously. Dude, what have you gotten yourself into? That was really funny to watch. Just really funny stuff there from Jake. Jake can do comedy really well. The guy that plays Jake, I don't know his name, but he can do comedy definitely very well. He's one of the funniest parts of the show. So, Jenna and Maddie, they're continuing their struggle to keep each other from hooking up from other people, and while he does it to her now, she feels safe, he disappears, and then she meets this guy, Owen. And this guy, Owen, seems very interested. However, she just decides to ignore him because she's looking for Maddie. She doesn't know where he went. And Lacey then comes into assure she needs to have some fun. And I agree with Lacey. You know, it's a party. It's their last New Year's that they're gonna have together. Why not have some fun with it? But Jenna's like, no, I don't want to have fun. So I agree with what Lacey said, definitely. So Maddie comes to make her feel better about herself, but he gets a reality check when Jenna encouraged him to talk to his mother, because it's very, it's hard to say, but good for her. So I thought that was good. And then we get this scene was just, oh my god, I love this scene. This scene was hilarious. Tyler wants a kiss from Lissa. They're about to kiss because, again, they're keeping their relationship hidden from everyone. Lissa, on the other hand, as much as she wants to make him happy, she ends up seeing her dad licking the police officer stripper's chest. And basically we find, and he gives the funniest excuse ever. He's like, oh, Lissa, this man told me he was a cop. Like, that was hilarious what happened there. And Lissa basically is confronted by her mother right away as she's coming in. Lissa does not want to accept the fact, though, that her dad is gay. You can just tell her dad is gay. I thought that was a very funny twist. I thought it was really funny. And Sadie asks what's going on. And Sadie says, you know what, she's actually happy that he's gay, and she lets her know it's obvious. And the thing about Sadie is, while she doesn't really appreciate Lissa that much as a friend, she still is a good friend to Lissa. I like that about Sadie. I'm always going to like that about Sadie. And that was definitely really funny to see. So, of course, Sadie's telling her, oh, it's awesome that, her dad is gay. She thinks it's like the most hysterical thing ever. She does. She thinks it's really funny what's going on here. Which, honestly, it is really funny. It is. I'm going to be honest. That is really funny what's going on. So, however, Lissa makes it obvious that she can't tell her mom because she just doesn't want to do it to her. So, that was really funny. So then Jake and that cougar have a moment. You can actually see that they're bonding pretty well, and I like that. He performs a song, she likes it, and Sergio and Sadie had one. And this was a really good scene, in my opinion, because Sadie confesses to him why she is so upset. She tells him how her parents have been working very late, and her mom left her, and you can see that Sergio really cares. And here you can see that the two of them really start to care about each other. They get very close, but before they actually have a moment, we get to see Tamara has a moment with I can't remember his name now. Oh, Pete. She's making out with that guy Pete, and that was definitely very funny. So, she's just making out with him. There's not much there. But before they can say anything, Maddie and Jenna's mothers come in. And they're completely wasted at this point. Completely wasted. Like, when I say wasted, I mean wasted. They're completely wasted. And it's perfect, because Jenna's even impressed by how Maddie's mom is wasted. She's very impressed by how wasted she actually is. So, Maddie leaves with her mom. And Lacey tells Jenna she needs Val. And it was actually cool to see Maddie's mom get drunk like that, because Maddie's mom at this point has been very proper, very, very sophisticated, not the type of person I would think would get wasted a lot, not the kind of person that I think would have fun either, so it was cool to see that from Maddie's mom. I like seeing that. So on the other side of the party, Lissa is very scorned for keeping Tyler away from her parents, and her parents are very attached to him, definitely, you can see they're very attached to him. So, Lissa is basically about to confess, and it's a really funny what she does. It was actually cool how Lissa did this, she confesses that her and Tyler are together, which was just hilarious. She doesn't end up saying that her dad, she wants her dad to confess, but she ends up saying that her and Tyler are together. And you can see Sadie gives her this face. I love what Sadie says. She says, that's not what I thought you were going to tell me, but that is just awesome. Sadie is just, having the time of her life with this. It was hilarious to watch, and it was so funny what happened here. Her father, declines to admit that he's gay. Eventually, he's going to have to come out, whether he wants to or not. He's going to have to. So he applauds Lissa for confessing her sins, and her mother, on the other hand, it feels very bad about this. She's very upset about what happened. She is in no way happy that the two of them are having an incestuous relationship. She's in no way happy about that. So it's very messed up, but it's very funny, you know. Even though it's very messed up, Awkward is a comedy, so they play it as just really funny. So I thought that was really cool. And then I really like this next scene. Jenna actually gets to know this guy, Owen, because she doesn't know where Maddie is at this point. She thinks that Maddie is hooking up with some other girl. That's what she thinks is going on. However, what ends up happening is that Jenna sees Owen playing Basket Case, which is a song that she used to love from Green Day, or what she thinks is Basket Case. And this Owen guy, I like him. I like this guy, Owen. I don't like him as much as Luke. I mean, I definitely enjoyed Luke more. I thought Luke was a better guy for Jenna, you know, just in my opinion. I thought he was a better guy. I mean, Maddie's the best, definitely. As if you want to talk about guys for Jenna, Maddie is definitely the best, but I liked Luke more than Owen, but I like this guy, Owen. He seems like a cool guy. I like him. So, you know, he's playing songs, and I like their conversation. They have this really nice conversation about classical music and how he's very into it. I like that he plays the piano, and he's very into that. Just, it was a really cool scene to watch, because Owen is very different from Luke, and I like seeing how different Owen is from Luke, and because they're not at all the same type of person. Owen is very much into music, while Luke is very much into his studies, and it was cool to see that. I like seeing that a lot, so you can see that Jenna really is interested in Owen, and they're having a really nice conversation. Maddie and his mom then have a very honest talk, and I thought the scene was very well done, because we actually get to see his mom as a real person. She says this is actually who she is. You know, don't tell his father about it, and I feel like the reason that she doesn't want Maddie to tell his father is because his father is ashamed, because his father would be ashamed of her, and she's worried that it's a bad thing, and maybe, like, his father is sheltering his mother from having fun. I think that might be what it is, because we can clearly see his mom knows how to have a good time. She does. She knows how to have a good time, and it was cool to see her have a good time. I wasn't expecting that, but again, it was cool to see. So I'm thinking that that's really what's going on, is that his mom knows how to have a good time, but she can't because his father is sheltering her. I think that's what's really going on there. So Jenna's looking for him again. She thinks that he hooked up with some, she still thinks that he's hooking up with some cougar, and she asks Tamara and Pete where he is. And Pete, of course, is praising the fact that Maddie left with an older lady, and Tamara urges him to keep kissing her, and they're still making out. Jenna thinks he left with a cougar, but only she thinks that. We know the cougar is his mom, obviously. So then we see that it's time for the midnight kiss, and it's time for a bunch of people to be kissing everything. And this scene I thought was really well done. We get a really nice montage here. I love the song that was being played here. Again, this really made me feel like the old Awkward. Awkward does really good montages and things like that, and this was very well done. We see Lissa and Tyler kiss, Sergio and Sadie kiss, which was great because I like that they finally kiss. Even though they're not officially in a relationship, I like that they've gotten closer. I do. I really think that they are going to get together because I like them together. I think Sergio's the perfect guy for Sadie. He truly cares about her, and it's good that Sadie has someone that truly cares about her. I'm glad that she does, and I like seeing that definitely between them. I definitely enjoyed seeing that a lot. And then Jenna ends up deciding, she hesitates for a while, but she ultimately decides to kiss Owen, thinking Maddie has broken his promise, and that was very surprising there, but honestly, I wasn't surprised. The show was setting it up, you knew that was coming, and that was very well done, in my opinion. That scene, in my opinion, was very well done. We also see Allie throwing up in the toilet while Lacey is there comforting her. That was really funny to watch. Allie didn't have much to do besides that, but I thought that was funny. So, then what happens next, we see a reveal, we see a big reveal come out. We see the next day that they're talking about what happened, and Jenna finds out that Maddie was with his mom, which she's actually happy about because she told him to do it. She told him to talk to his mom, so she's happy about that he decided to do that. Tamara and Jake are still kind of at each other's throats at this point. Not really at each other's throats. I think they're cordial to each other, but they still don't exactly get along. That's the thing. I'm not saying, it's not like it was in, say, episode 3 to episode, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember, when did Tamara reveal that she was the catfish? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think it was episode 4 that she revealed that she was the catfish. No, it was episode 3. Episode 3 to episode 4. It's not like how they were then. They're cordial to each other, but you can still see that they're not friends. They're not. So, then, of course, Jenna finds out this huge thing. She sees Owen at their school, and she finds out that he's actually a sophomore. So, yeah, she just made out with a sophomore, and she feels like an idiot because she could have been with Maddie, and she just feels like the biggest idiot ever. Honestly, I don't blame Jenna for what she did. She really thought Maddie was with some other girl, so that's why she did that. I don't blame Jenna for that, but, you know, Jenna still should have not done that. It probably was best if she didn't do that. But overall, I love this episode. I thought it was fantastic, and the show has really set up the second half of the season really, really well. And like I said, I really feel like the writers know what they're doing. This episode really felt like old Awkward. I don't know if they talked to Lauren Lungeric, you know, the girl that originally wrote for Awkward. I don't know if they talked to her or whatever. This episode felt very much like seasons 1 to 3. I feel like now that we have, Eva/Amber out of the way, now we can actually get back to what's fun about Awkward. And this episode was just fun. It was a fun episode to watch. Even though we got that really big reveal, this episode was a fun episode. It was really fun. Even though the stuff with, like, Lissa was big, it was done in a fun way. It wasn't done in a way that was, like, really serious or anything. Awkward is best when it doesn't take itself too seriously, okay? That's when Awkward is best. When it can combine comedy and drama really well and it doesn't take itself too seriously, that's when the show is really good. Last week's episode, yes, it was really good, but that was because of the way they ended that storyline. I thought that was really well done. Lissa finally telling Sadie that her and Tyler liked each other. I thought that was surprising because, one, we're on episode 2 of this season. You know, we're on the second half, and this is only the second episode of the second half of the season. So I was surprised by that. But Sadie's reaction was just hilarious. As far as Sadie goes, Sergio and Sadie, I really feel like they are going to date now. It really felt like they had a genuine connection in this episode. It was great to see them together, and I really liked how Sergio stood up for Sadie. He really is a great guy for her, in my opinion. I think he's a great guy for her. You guys may think differently, but personally, I think he's a great guy for her. Lissa and Val, you can see that they're starting to lose a friendship. That was funny to watch. I mean, nothing much there. Now, as far as Maddie and Jenna go, Jenna obviously feels like a big idiot now because of what she did with Owen. I feel like they are going to be able to reconnect. We'll have to see what happens because now she likes Owen, and she's not going to try to date a sophomore. Obviously, that's never going to work. If a sophomore and a senior date, that's never going to work, okay? I know they try to make it work, but it's not going to work. If a senior dates a college guy, that's different. Like when Jenna was dating Luke. That's different because he's a college guy and she's going to be in college next year. When you try to date a sophomore, it's not a good idea. It's not going to work out well in the long run. Just not good. You'll probably break up before graduation. So, I really hope they don't get together. I don't think they're going to, but, also, what do you think of Maddie's mom? Again, I feel like that, his father is sheltering her, and that's why she doesn't show this side very often. I thought that was cool to see as well. But that's in my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, a really, really just fun episode. Awkward is definitely back to its original roots, which I really like. Again, the show is now about the 4 main leads and just having a good time, and it's just about Awkward stuff now. Awkward was taking itself way too seriously, I'm going to be honest. I loved where Awkward was in the first half, but it was taking itself way too seriously. And now that it's not as intense with Eva and Amber, with Eva/Amber, with the Amber character, now they can finally get back to what's great about the show. So that's in my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for the season finale of The Bridge. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.